Hi, this is Dr. Jacqueline from the Wellness Trinity. I'm here with Dr. Terry Spence.
Yes.
So welcome. And he is, you want to tell him what type of doctor you are?
Yeah, I'm a doctor of natural medicine, and I have certifications, a couple of certifications in brain work, and I'm a specific enzyme therapy person, which comes under the title of internal health specialist. And biocranial and neurocranial are two types of therapies that I do, as well as being a chiropractor now going on 37 years.
Yeah, so he's been in this game for a very long time, and I always love partnering with other professionals in this field that are very just knowledgeable in any area that complements what I'm doing, and or something similar, so that we can spread the message. And especially because he works with the brain, that's one of my favorite things. I mean, if we have a healthy brain, we're going to have everything else in our life is just going to feel a lot nicer and happier and healthier, right?
Yes.
Right. So anyway, so we're here going to talk about coffee enemas. I found another lover of coffee enemas, Dr. Terry Spence, and why don't you tell him why you love those so much?
Okay, I'm going to give you a recent experience first, and then we'll kind of talk about the coffee enemas real quickly, because everybody needs to know about this. But I just came back from a trip from Belize, and I ate a lot of foods that I don't normally eat while I was over there, and it was a little bit taxing to my digestive system. So when I got home at 2 a.m. from the trip, I was wiped out. So I decided I would do a coffee enema, because I had to get on a plane the next day and go to Las Vegas from Kansas City. So after doing the coffee enema, I felt like $1 million, because it just pulls all that toxicity out that had been logged in there for probably the 2 weeks I was there. Felt like $1 million and was ready to go for my next venue, which is here in Las Vegas.
Right. Yeah. So I am not the only one that is talking about these coffee enemas. I also feel the same way when I do coffee enema, and this is why my clients do not hear the last of me talking about these things, because I mean, when you feel good doing something, you just want the world to know. Or, I mean, I don't know, unless you're selfish. But I know when something makes me feel good, I'm like, everyone needs to know this. So do you want to talk a little bit more about why it's so good and what you
here's
do?
the thing about a coffee enema, and I want to caution people, when you're going to do coffee enemas, you want to make sure your colon is pretty clean first. This is not really a colon cleanse type of procedure. This is really to help your liver dump. Because what happens is when you do a coffee enema, the hepatic portal vein picks up the caffeine, it takes it to the liver and causes the liver to dump. And because that all dumps into the colon, you want to make sure your colon's clean so you don't get backed up there. So that being said, I'll tell you a little bit about how I have learned to do a coffee enema. It's just so enjoyable. I just will put about 3 inches of warm water in a tub so that I can lay on my back and basically almost float. So it's very, very comfortable. And then I will turn on some very relaxing music. I use whole tones, but just something that is relaxing to you, that's just almost makes you feel like you can go to sleep. And then I use this coffee enema bucket with a tube, which you insert into your rectum. And then you would basically take like a cup of organic coffee with 3 cups of water. You make it kind of tepid so it's comfortable. And that is released in your colon, and then what happens is you will then spend at least 15 minutes, I usually do 30 minutes, to let it get in there and absorb as much as possible. Then you'll get out and release that into the toilet. And I'll tell you what, when you do that, you will be hooked. It is one of the best things you can do. You feel like $1 million. It does not make you high. I know some people argue you shouldn't do it at night, but I've never had that problem. Whether I do it at night or in the morning, it does not keep me awake, because a lot of people assume it's the same as when you drink it. It is not. And an old doctor used to tell me coffee was made to go in this end, not this end. Okay, so anyway.
No, I love them, and I think that I tell all my clients how to do enemas, and there's something called the Implant. You know what an implant is?
Yes.
Yeah, so we learned that at Hippocrates Health Institute, and you use we learn wheatgrass, so 4 ounces of wheatgrass juice you do after the enema, and it helps to also detox the liver and pull out mucoid plaque and other things that are just hanging out in your colon. And so I'll find even after I do the implant that just random stuff will just come out. I'm like, God, I've been detoxing for so long. How is this stuff still here? So, but I mean, of course, when you're passing those type of things that are just hanging out that shouldn't be there, you feel so much better. Most people are not juicing wheatgrass or have the best juicer for it. So I'll recommend, actually I have it here. Let's see. So we'll use things like the Ormus greens, so a teaspoon of this with 4 ounces of water, and then after you do your enema, then you can do the implant after. And you leave that in for about 15 minutes, and it just starts pulling out other stuff in the colon.
And just one last thing too, because in this day and age, as doctors of natural medicine, we're trying to teach people how to take care of themselves. And what's nice about a coffee enema is it doesn't cost hardly any money.
Right, yeah.
And so we're always trying to help people with things that they can do that cost very little money but have a tremendous impact on stimulating your body to heal itself like it was designed to do.
Yes, I'm so glad he mentioned that, because, and I tell my clients the same thing too. You know, yeah, like I do recommend supplements that can start to add up, which are very effective, and that's the reason why I use them. But if you do something like the coffee enema on top of it, I mean, you're just taking everything to a whole nother level.
Yes.
And he's obviously he's a professional like I am in this field, but I mean, my clients can tell you the same stories about what the crazy things that they're passing and moving, and how much better they're feeling as a result of doing all these enemas too. So anyway, we're living in a toxic world. We need to support our liver and our gallbladder, which that's going to help. The coffee enemas help tremendously with that. And one of the ladies I love to listen to, Wendy Meyer, says we should be really doing these about 2 to 3 times a week, because you know, we're just exposed to so many toxins, so our liver needs a lot of support. And you know, even if you're like him and do once a week, that's still better than nothing too. So get your coffee enemas in. You have any other words to say?
One last thing, I want to leave you with this. Learn to love yourself. And so this is just one little thing you can do that shows that you love yourself.
Right.
Get yourself to places where you're reading things and going to people that really know how to figure out the underlying sources of stress. Because when you remove the stresses and you nourish the body and you cleanse the body will heal itself. And it really doesn't matter what the diagnosis is, okay?
Right.
So bless you all.
Good word. Yes, bless you all. Have a good day. Bye.